They're dropping like flies, gang. This weekend, yet another sitting U.S. senator who voted to convict President Trump in his second sham impeachment trial just made history, but not in the way anyone would ever want to. In the great state of Louisiana, in the Republican Senate primary, the ultra-repulsive, backstabbing rhino, the two-term United States Senator Bill Cassidy, who shamelessly voted to convict President Trump in his sham impeachment trial, got crushed. And I mean crushed. He was utterly humiliated. Trump-endorsed Congresswoman Julia Letlow steamrolled the field with a stunning 45% of the vote. State Treasurer John Fleming came in second with 28%, and Bill Cassidy finished a humiliating third with just 24%. It was actually a historic loss since the direct popular election of senators began back in 1914. A senator coming in third or worse in his primary has only happened a grand total of 13 times. In fact, the last time that happened was 1962, 64 years ago. Bill Cassidy just broke a 64-year streak. That is not a defeat. It was a political extinction event. An extinction for rhinos, Republicans in name only. Now, in case you need reminding, this all goes back to February 13, 2021. Donald Trump has just been acquitted in his second impeachment trial, even though he wasn't even in office. Remember that. Trump was the first president to be impeached while out of office. Again, this trial was such an obvious sham that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, who's supposed to preside over the proceedings, refused to participate. But that obvious sham didn't matter to 7 turncoat betraying Republican senators who crossed the aisle and voted with the Democrats and actually tried to convict President Trump. And one of those 7, Bill Cassidy of Louisiana.
People want to trust. They want to trust their leaders. They want people to be held accountable. Now, I'm attempting to hold President Trump accountable. And that is the trust I have from the people that elected me. And I am very confident that as time passes, people will move to that position.
So you think you'll eventually represent a majority view in Louisiana?
You know, number one, I think I may already represent a majority view.
Do you think he can run a credible campaign for president again? Will he remain a force in the Republican Party? What does that mean for the Republican Party?
I think as force wanes, the Republican Party is more than just one person.
Well, fast forward to this past weekend, and here's how Cassidy attempted to answer a very simple, obvious question.
You and I got to serve in the Congress for a little while, but my question for you is still about Donald Trump. I mean, knowing what you know now about the farce that was put forward to the American people and the Congress, knowing what you know now, would you still vote to actually convict Donald Trump of the charges that he was put up for?
Reporters always love to ask that question. I'm a doctor. You give me all the information I can, I make a decision, I move on. I don't keep on going back, oh, what happened 5 years ago? I'm thinking about what's going to happen 5 years from now.
Senator, with all due respect, you just talked about the stuff you've done for the last 5 years. You just touted everything you've done for the last 5 years. Why can't you answer that question? Did you or did you not?
Hey, Jason,
knowing
if I
what
can
you
finish,
know now,
Jason, if I
want you to answer that question. Would you or would you not actually vote to convict, knowing what you know now? It's a simple question.
Yeah, Jason, you may go back and flagellate yourself over decisions in the past. I do not. I move on.
And that's precisely why Louisiana voters booted this embarrassing rhino moron out of office.